by actually relating to a moment in time in Washington, D.C. You can imagine this. You're a congressman in Washington, D.C., and you go into a room on a hearing about clean water, and you meet there a mayor from Cleveland named Carl Stokes and his brother, Lou Stokes, who's a congressman who's heading the committee hearing. And they tell you about how their hometown river caught on fire. It's so bad. It caught on fire. As Dan points out, it leads to the Clean Water Act. It leads to the formation of the U.S. EPA. It leads to actually Earth Day. Earth Day came out of that. That continues. But imagine you're that same congressman, you leave that room and you go into the next room, and you find in that room a hearing about creating a new national park on the Cuyahoga River. A new national park on the Cuyahoga River that could have a component that would actually take that river and name it a scenic river and bring it all the way to the lakefront of Cleveland. The same river you just left that was on fire not too long ago. Kind of an improbable two-situation statement there. We didn't get the scenic river component, but we did have Congress pass a piece of legislation that created a national park further upstream here at the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, it's called now. In 1996, the organization I represent went to Congress to ask for another piece of legislation creating what's now called the National Heritage Area, the Ohio and Erie Canalway. And the notion there was, how can we take advantage of what's become a $500 million investment in a national park and programmatically and physically link that to the city of Cleveland to the north, to Akron, and beyond to the south. We got the piece of legislation. It's been passed. We've gotten some money from Congress, about $15 million, and we've been able to match that locally with over $3.5 for every single federal dollar they've given us. A major component of this system, a system where we ask people to go and explore the stories of settlement and development, of immigration and industry, is the Towpath Trail. It's meant to follow the historic route of the canal, which actually poured into the river just below the bridge that we passed under before. But it is a trunk of a trail system that has branches that leads to neighborhoods, that leads to destinations, the lakefront, the zoo, different historic districts, etc. And so if you spend a lot of time in Cleveland, you'll probably find that we're in the midst of a boom of trail building here. It's going to be, in the end, a system that if you live in the city of Cleveland, 90% of the residents in the city of Cleveland will be within a 10-minute bike trip to an off-road trail system that connects to everything, the national park, the lakefront, etc. So that's what we're about.
Tim, real quick before you go, when completed, it will extend from the lake how many miles south?
This is where terminology enters the equation here. The Towpath Trail will enter in where the river here, but the system itself will be over 101 miles. And by the way, right now, there's 85 of those miles improved and open for public use between here and Zora, Ohio.
Thank you very much, Tim. Appreciate it. Tim Donovan, please.